practices and just kind of how it's coming together going into the opener?
Yeah, not just these last 3 weeks. I'd say all fall, this team's really developed and kind of bonded a lot more than this past year and the year before that. I'd say even all the older guys are saying this connection between this team is the strongest it's ever been, and I don't think there's a more passionate group than this one.
Lineup's kind of a mix of some guys like you were last year, and then like the left side of the infield's new.
Right.
You've seen kind of from the bats early on.
Right. I'd say it's a little more of an offensive group than last year. I know we had a pretty solid offense. We averaged around 6 runs a game last year, and this year I'd say we're more of an offensive group. The bats have really developed. The coaches have put a big emphasis on hitting development this year, and that's starting to pay off.
How about the pitchers? You got a lot of guys in the rotation that pitched last year, didn't have a ton of success.
Right.
What are you seeing kind of Kafka, Fuller, some guys who maybe take on a bigger role on the mound this year?
Right. There's definitely been some guys that have stepped up this year. I think Coach Angier's done an amazing job developing pitchers, getting pitchers ready for the season, and I think they did a really good job with everybody returning, and especially the new guys that came in.
Colin said there's kind of a new energy, at least around the program, and specifically with this staff and what they've sort of injected this offseason. I mean, how has that just kind of changed how you guys are attacking the days, and especially these days coming up so quick this season?
Right. Yeah. No, he's absolutely right. The pitchers have brought a different kind of energy this year. They've really, hate to say it, but they've supplied the energy of the team, and they've really, what we haven't seen in the past is they've built their own personality and their own identity, and I'm really excited to see them take that into the season coming up.
Talked about standards and accountability too. I mean, what are some of like the base standards that was kind of set in immediately when he started?
National championship, and that's his standard. And if you settle for anything less and you have a lower standard than a national championship, then there's really no point of having that standard or having any standards. So, I mean, it's a standard here. We're at the University of Oregon that it should be excellence, and excellence is what he's requiring.
4 games against 4 different teams. Besides getting some wins, what has the coaching staff said they want to get out of you guys this
They haven't really said too much. I think in the upcoming days we're going to talk about it a little bit more, what's going on, who we're facing, and everything like that. I think they're just really excited that instead of playing against each other for 5 months now, we're finally on one side pulling on the same rope, and going to put that against other teams.
You're one of the few guys in the offense who's had kind of a good college season. We hit 280 last year with some home runs. What do you kind of come in this year, looking back at your freshman year, take away to come into this season of play?
It's an everyday thing. I think I can think back to last year and remember probably 95% of my at-bats and remember what I did right, what I did wrong, and I think one of the biggest things this year was just learning from my mistakes and applying that into my at-bats here in the preseason and really developing as a hitter. And with Coach Martyr this year, he's done an unbelievable job making sure personally and collectively as a group that we really developed with the mindset, the mentality, and also the physical aspect of hitting.
That confidence, I assume, with you that you've done this now before. And last year you come in making the jump up, but second year ease it a little bit, knowing that you've kind of faced what you've seen?
A little bit. It's in the back of my mind that I've seen college pitching for a year, but really the confidence doesn't change. You go in the box and it's about being better than the other guy, and at the end of the day, that's the mentality that I had freshman year and up until whenever I'm done playing the game.
Thank you, guys.